a brother of mine from Nigeria. You know, everybody's my brother. Everybody got to be.
Hi everyone.
Good. What is your name, sir?
Okay. Sorry, my mouth. I just finished eating banku, so.
You just finished eating banku.
Okay. My name actually is Gafar, but people know me as Kenny. So I just go by Kenny. So I'm just with Mr. Jimmy right now, just to discuss, you know. So I'm trying to share my personal experience with him. It's my first time in Canada, you know. Wherever you get to a place where you don't know, you know, people tend to rope you, they want to lie to you and make you pay more. Even with all the information I had, still like end up paying, you know, double, but that was the only experience I had, and I had to learn from my experience. So right from the very first day when I came into the country, you know, I had all the information. I was already speaking with a landlord from Nigeria. I was already applying for jobs. You know, I got to know Indeed, I got to know Kijiji. You know, all this information was through Google. You know, if you can type it, just a simple phrase on Google, and you'll get thousands of results. So I applied for a job from Nigeria. I set up an interview date. I got a free number for Text Me Now.
Which is an app
you
can use to make calls as if you're in Canada.
As long as you have a Wi-Fi. I was able to get an address. I used the school address. I got to Canada on a Monday, and I started working on a Wednesday.
Okay, take it easy on that one. Before you even arrived here, you got your visa, so you knew you were coming to Canada.
Yes.
Before you came here, you had already started doing your research.
Yes.
You had even contacted the landlord here, who happened to be a Nigerian.
Yes.
So you knew you had an accommodation sorted out.
Yes.
You even started applying for jobs before arriving in Canada. What kind of visa were you coming with?
I came with a study visa.
Student visa. Okay. So you arrived on Monday.
Yes, on a Monday.
You already had the interview done. Then by Wednesday you were working.
By Wednesday I was already working. Wednesday, so I had everything planned already. Everything was just online. So I had everything, had my information done. So I came in on the Monday. I got my SIN number that same day. That same very day I came, and that was I was able to get into a job. Wow. So I was sharing my funny experience with him. You know,
we didn't plan this interview. Did we plan it?
For my fellow Nigerians, there's something we call. You know, Yorubas call it Uwomogo. You know, other people call it JJC money.
The Ghana we say the Kachumugu.
Yeah, so when I got to the airport, after I was able to get the address I was going to, I was looking for a taxi, and this guy walked up to me. I think he's from Pakistan, a Pakistani.
Which airport is that, by the way?
Pearson Airport in Toronto.
Okay.
Yes, Pearson Airport. This guy walked up to me and asked me if I was new in Canada. I said yes, I'm new. So he was like, okay, he's a taxi driver. Then he brought a limousine, a stretch limousine. My common sense told me that was luxury, right? So I told him I'm looking for the regular taxi, and he said no, this is Toronto. Toronto is so expensive. So because he knew I was new, he was trying to play, you know, fast phone on me. So I ended up giving up, and I took his taxi just for 15 minutes.
You mean you took the limousine?
Limousine. I was taking selfie. You know, I arrived in Canada. I was taking selfie. You know, I took selfie everywhere for people to know that yes, I'm new. I'm here. So that's how easy it is. So the moment I got there, and he gave me my bill, and he said my bill was $300, and my exact pocket money was $300 also at the same time.
Your pocket money from Nigeria to Canada was $300.
And I looked at the $300, and I looked at they just pay me to come and enter taxi here or
for
something
15 minutes.
For 15 minutes. In fact, and if you're a Nigerian, if you look at it, $20 is the same with 20 naira, $20 Canadian dollar, and 20 naira is the same thing. If you notice it,
they look alike.
They are both polymer. They look the same. So the money was just nothing to me, you know. I paid it, but when I started working, I now understood the money, you know. They told me to go to the police station to report or go back and report the taxi driver, but because, you know, I've heard so much about record in Canada, everything's record, so I said, well, no go police station. He said to go to police station, so I decided no, let me just leave it to God. God will judge him.
Wait. So $300 for the taxi driver. How long was the taxi ride? For how many minutes?
15 minutes. 15 minutes only.
You were basically from the airport going where? Were you going to the Toronto bus stop?
No, I was just going to Toronto because the person I was going to go meet was just leaving 15 minutes from the airport.
Okay.
So I got a ride from the airport to the place was just 15 minutes, like just 15 minutes or less. Just 15 minutes. You know, with a limousine, stretch.
And you said you were taking selfie with the limousine.
So I was taking selfie, you know, there's a fridge in the limousine. There's a fridge and there are tumblers, and I was taking selfie. But when they told me my bill, my eyes opened, like clear. My eyes opened, like it was so clear, like, you know, glaring.
Welcome to Canada.
Welcome to Canada.
So, by the way, when you come out of the airport, that is why when you travel anywhere, you need to plan your travel. Right?
No, you need to plan.
Now, this guy is actually very detailed. He actually, like, from my experience talking to him, I could tell he actually even did more planning than I did when I was coming. Right? He did everything. You can tell he got a job before he even arrived as a student. Think about it. Somebody who has not even started the school has already gotten a job before, you know what I mean? It means this guy was ahead. He was talking about certain websites that he was using to gather his information. I'm like, wow, okay, he knew his stuff. But this very one got him, right? Probably would have been very perfect if he had somebody picking him at the airport. But because he didn't have anybody, look at what happened. You see, when you come out of the airport and you do not have anyone picking you, you are actually open to anything you get. Now, I think the reason why he got taken advantage of was because he ran into a colored taxi driver whose software in the mind runs just like us, black people. All right? This is not to say Pakistanis are like that, but the difference between a brown person and a black person is almost none. If you pick an Indian, you pick an African, we're almost the same. Our software is almost the same. So if you don't run into a very good one at the airport, who will tell you, okay, the limousine is luxury, it will be too expensive. Go and use a cheaper taxi that will cost maybe $100. No. You see, the guy actually convinced him that there was no other taxi there except this one. And you know, his brain was telling him, this doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
right?
sense.
But eventually, he got convinced, and the mistake was probably you would have asked him how much it's going to cost you from here to this address that you were going, but probably you didn't also ask him, you were just catching cruise with the selfie,
no,
right?
You know, the taxis also, they have meter. So I thought
it's one of those meters.
So I thought the meter was like a speedometer or something. No, I didn't know it was like.
You thought it was this?
I didn't know I didn't know it was actually my money.
So when you're looking at the numbers that was displayed in the taxi meter, you thought it was a speedometer.
So I didn't know, you know. But I took a lot of selfies, you know. I've arrived, and in fact, and when they gave me my bill, in fact, I was so
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So I was forced to go and look for a job.
Anyway, thank you for sharing that brief experience. You came out a student. What year was that?
That was in 2015.
2015. So you came a year after I came. I came in 2014. You came in 2000.
Yeah, I came in.
But now he has his papers, so he's no longer on a visa and stuff. No longer. Guys, when he enter Nigeria, he enter with swag. You see him? Swag. See him? See 100% Nigeria. If he cut his blood, he goes see Nigerian blood when they come up for inside there.
Mr. Jimmy, just permit me to say something. So I'll just like to advise for everybody looking to relocate or travel. Please always seek information. Okay, there are several ways you can seek information, but one of the open places where you can seek information for free is the internet. Google. You know, if you type simple information on where can I rent a house in Canada, you would find in Google. You probably get Kijiji. Where can I rent a car? You're gonna get all those information. What school offers chemical engineering? What school can I study political science? You will get all those information on Google, right? So you don't have to start calling people in Canada to tell you those specific informations. No one has that time to to baby feed you. If you can as well Google to find about Ronaldo, find about Messi, find about Davido or Wizkid, you can get those information also online. Those are the information that are beneficial to you. Okay, go on Google, type your information there. Then if you have any question relating to whatever you find on those on the search link and you don't understand, then you can ask questions, but don't ask people, where can I study chemical engineering, where can I study physical health education. No, it doesn't work that way. Nobody has time to babysit you. First, seek information yourself. Show the interest in whatever you want to do, because the future belongs to you yourself, not to the person you are asking. It is your own future. That is where you're going to live in, right? So seek information yourself. Google, there are other search engines you can use, but Google is the most important one, the most common one. Then whatever information you find, then you can as well proceed from there. It's just my own 2-cent advice.
This is not 2 cents. This is a multi-billion-dollar advice. If I tell them, some people will get offended when I tell them, but as they talk and they will take us serious. Maybe when they get to 10 minutes right for $300, they will wake up and say,
$300. No make my mistake.
man, that your taxi meter you talk, the limousine meter you talked about. You know, can I also tell you my own experience? I had come here new in August, and I wanted to work as well as a student because I heard that you could work 20 hours. So I wanted something. I was a TA, but I wanted something to keep me busy during the December vacation and also going into the next vacation. So I started looking for work. One of the jobs I got, I was living in St. Catharines, right in Niagara, in St. Catharines, which is where you live right now. I got a job interview in Niagara Falls with these hotels in Niagara Falls, right?
Yes.
To go and be a housekeeper job. So I was going for the interview. When I was going, I could use the bus, but it was going to take me a longer time to get there. So I said, you know what, let me just use a taxi to go. And then I picked this particular taxi, and I remember asking the guy whether there is a flat rate. The guy said no. He said, oh, it's not expensive. He said, and you know, sometimes when you meet our own people, black people, brown people in taxis, that is why you need to even be more careful. Because they know you. They know where you are from. They know they know when they abuse you, you may not even know. You see, they know you are new. They are smart in knowing that you are new in the system. So this guy somehow was able to figure out that I was new in the country, blah, 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 blah. It took me. I remember asking him to tell me how much it cost me. The guy said no. It's not going to be much as you sit in. As we are going, my guy, that meter is already pre-loaded with $6 something cents. You haven't even started moving. The thing is already there. As we are moving, this guy just they go slow like that. As the guy they go slow, the thing just they move like that. We get to stop sign, it red light, the thing is just moving. I say, oh, all right. All of a sudden, the conversation we're having, me and the driver, were having some kind of conversation about where you are from, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, the conversation stopped. Everybody became silent. Because he noticed I was just watching the meter. Then I started asking him, sir, how many more minutes do we have to get there? He said, well, we could get... By the time we got there, something that I had budgeted about $20 for, I ended up paying about $70 for that small ride. It took away my joy of going for the interview. I didn't even know how I was going to get back. Man, it destroyed my whole experience. These are some of the things we go through. If it happened to me, it could happen to you. The only way it won't happen to you is when you connect yourself with the right people. There are people who are interested in your success when you travel. There are people who are there to make your transition easier for you. There are people who are there to connect you to the easy taxis, you know, the cheaper ones where you can spend less and get value and all of that. If you travel and guess what? You decide not to know nobody, not to connect with in this 21st century. This man is not from Ghana, but we are connecting. And as we are connecting, it's all about wisdom, where we they share. Where you say no, we connect. It's up to you. He has told you as well. Use internet well. Though. Some of you did it right now. Your internet is all about live score to check which team is winning so that you can go and do super bet and bet Niger. Your data, you have reserved it for BBG Niger. You have reserved it to go and watch Nyash. No be so? But they talk and make you enter you. I know say you get verse right now. They reserve that data to go and watch the latest music video. And when they finish, you say your life looks like a circle. But you're expecting it to look like a square. Look sharp. Use your data wisely. When you're online, make sure you are getting value. Get value. Don't go and waste your data on the necessary stuff and be asking people, where can I get chemical engineering? You get it at the lab. All right, God bless you. Myself and Kenny, I think another day we are going to do a video. No yeah, he's from Nigeria. He came here on the student route. Thankfully, he's been able to bring his wife over, correct?
Yes.
And your daughter. So wishing you the very best, Kenny. And yeah, when you see Kenny again, maybe he's here to share a lot of tips that can help you to avoid pay $300 in 15 minutes. All right, from me and Kenny, we say we don't need more money, we need more wisdom. Let's do it together. We don't need more money, we need more wisdom. God bless you. Shalom. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.